Are you tired of dry, flavorless barbecue and looking to seriously step up your outdoor cooking game? Today, we are diving deep into the world of pellet grill smokers to find the ultimate backyard game changer. Let's get smoking. Number 7. Mammoth Vertical Pellet Smoker. When I first unboxed the Mammoth, I was immediately struck by its towering presence and massive capacity. This unit is designed for those who need to feed an absolute army, offering a cavernous interior that can hold multiple racks of ribs, several pork butts, and briskets all at once. The double wall insulation is a standout feature, promising excellent heat retention even when the weather turns freezing cold. I loaded it up for a massive weekend cookout, eager to see how well it could maintain low and slow temperatures across its multiple grates. The Alpha Connect Wi-Fi controller is a great addition, allowing me to monitor the internal temperatures from my phone while prepping side dishes in the kitchen. However, during my testing, I noticed that the sheer vertical height of the smoking chamber led to some uneven heat distribution. The racks closer to the fire pot ran significantly hotter than the top racks, forcing me to constantly rotate my meats to avoid uneven cooking. While the smoke flavor was robust, this constant shuffling became quite a chore when dealing with a fully loaded smoker. Another aspect I appreciated was the massive pellet hopper, which holds enough fuel for incredibly long overnight smokes without needing a refill. The build quality feels solid, with heavy-duty materials that suggest it can withstand the elements if left on the patio. But I have to admit, cleaning this beast is not as straightforward as I would have liked. The vertical design makes reaching the bottom grease management system a bit awkward, and ash buildup around the fire pot required a shop vac and a lot of elbow grease to fully clear out. Number 6. Boss PB440FB1. When I assembled this grill, I appreciated its straightforward, no-nonsense design. It doesn't take up much space, and the sleek mahogany finish gives it a nice aesthetic appeal. I decided to test it out with some classic burgers, hot dogs, and a couple of whole chickens to see how it handled basic family meals. The digital control board is simple to navigate, featuring an LED readout that gets the job done without any confusing submenus. However, in practice, I found the temperature swings to be quite frustrating. The PB440FB1 operates on a dial system that jumps in larger increments, making it difficult to dial in the exact temperature I wanted for more delicate cooks. While smoking my chicken, the temperature would frequently spike and dip by 20 to 30 degrees, which required me to babysit the grill far more than I would prefer with a pellet system. One of the heavily advertised features of Boss grills is their flame broiler slide plate, which allows for direct flame searing. I was excited to test this out on a thick ribeye steak. While it did provide a decent crust, the cooking area over the direct flame is quite small, meaning I could only effectively sear one steak at a time. Furthermore, sliding the heavily greased plate back and forth while the grill is scorching hot proved to be a bit sticky and cumbersome, leading to a less than seamless cooking experience. On the positive side, the porcelain-coated steel cooking grids are surprisingly heavy-duty for a grill in this price range. They retain heat reasonably well and are quite easy to scrape clean after a messy cook. Five. Traeger Timberline. The moment I fired up this grill, the build quality and attention to detail were immediately apparent. With its fully insulated dual-wall construction, the Timberline holds heat like a champion, ensuring incredibly stable temperatures regardless of the weather outside. I threw a massive 12-pound brisket on it overnight, and the results were nothing short of spectacular. The Traeger Wi-Fi technology is simply best in class, allowing me to control every aspect of the cook from my smartphone with flawless connectivity. I was able to adjust the temperature, monitor the included wireless meat probes, and even activate the super smoke mode while sitting comfortably in my living room. This level of control gave me immense peace of mind during my overnight brisket test. The super smoke mode bathed the meat in rich, thin blue smoke, producing an exceptional bark and a deeply pronounced smoke ring. One of my favorite additions to the Timberline is the integrated induction cooktop situated on the side shelf. This feature completely transforms the grill into a full outdoor kitchen. While the brisket was resting, I used the induction burner to simmer a homemade barbecue sauce and sauté some onions, entirely eliminating the need to run back and forth to the indoor kitchen. The convenience of having a powerful, precise side burner right next to the smoking chamber cannot be overstated. Cleaning up after a long cook is usually my least favorite part of the process, but Traeger has revolutionized this with their easy, clean grease and ash keg system. Instead of vacuuming out the barrel, all the grease and ash are channeled into a single, easily removable keg at the bottom of the unit. Four, Boss PB440D2. When I tested this model, I was genuinely surprised by how much robust flavor and consistent heat it delivered for its size. The mahogany finish on the hopper and lid gives it a classic, rustic look, and the heavy-duty steel construction feels incredibly durable. I decided to put it through its paces with a classic backyard spread, a couple of racks of St. Louis ribs, and a batch of smoked mac and cheese. The digital control board on the PB440D2 is highly intuitive, featuring a straightforward dial that allows for easy temperature adjustments. During my rib cook, I found the temperature stability to be vastly improved over earlier budget models. The grill held a steady 225 degrees Fahrenheit with minimal fluctuation, wrapping the ribs in a consistent, rolling smoke. The fan-force convection cooking ensures that the smoke circulates evenly, resulting in a beautiful mahogany color on the ribs without any harsh even the bitter creosote flavors. Just like its siblings, this model features the Boss standard simple slide plate flame broiler. I tested the direct heat capabilities by throwing on some thick-cut pork chops. By simply sliding the plate open, I had access to a roaring flame that provided a beautiful steakhouse-quality sear on the chops in a matter of minutes. This seamless transition from smoking to high-heat searing makes the PB440D2 incredibly versatile for everyday dinners. The porcelain-coated steel cooking grates offer plenty of room to cook for a family of 4 to 6, and they are wonderfully non-stick. My smoked mac and cheese bubbled away perfectly without burning on the bottom, thanks to the even heat distribution when the flame broiler is closed. 3. Traeger Grills Pro 22. When you cook on the Pro 22, you immediately understand why Traeger is a household name. Its traditional barrel shape and rugged sawhorse chassis give it a timeless look and incredible stability. I wanted to test its legendary reliability, so I loaded it up with 2 whole pork shoulders for a classic pulled pork feast. The Digital Pro controller with advanced grilling logic is the heart of this machine, and it performs beautifully. It kept the internal temperature within a tight 15-degree variance throughout the entire 12-hour cook. I utilized the dual meat probes to track the internal temperature of the pork shoulders without ever having to lift the lid and lose precious heat. The result was some of the most tender, juicy, and perfectly smoked pulled pork I have ever made, pulling apart effortlessly with just a pair of forks. One of the things I love most about the Pro 22 is its pure simplicity. There are no overly complicated touchscreens or overwhelming connectivity apps to deal with. It is just pure, straightforward barbecue. You fill the hopper, turn the dial to your desired temperature, and let the machine do the hard work. This makes it incredibly approachable for beginners, while still delivering the high-quality, wood-fired flavor that experienced pitmasters crave. The 572 square inches of cooking space is the perfect sweet spot for most families, easily accommodating 4 chickens, 5 racks of ribs, or 24 burgers. The porcelain-coated grates are easy to clean, and the hopper cleanout feature allows for quick pellet flavor swapping. I easily switched from hickory to applewood pellets when I decided to throw on some dessert, a smoked apple crisp that turned out absolutely phenomenal with a hint of sweet wood smoke. 2. Z-Grill's ZPG450A2. I was blown away by the sleek design and the immediate sense of quality when I set it up. It features advanced PID technology, which is usually reserved for much more expensive grills. To really test this precision, I decided to smoke a delicate side of salmon, a dish that easily dries out if the temperature isn't perfectly controlled. The PID controller on the ZPG440A2 is nothing short of phenomenal. It continuously monitors and adjusts the auger speed to maintain the exact temperature you set, almost to the exact degree. My salmon smoked beautifully at a steady 180 degrees, absorbing a delicate, sweet smoke flavor without ever overcooking. The digital display is bright and easy to read, taking all the guesswork out of the cooking process and allowing me to cook with absolute confidence. Beyond its incredible temperature stability, I found the design of the ZPG440A2 to be exceptionally user-friendly. It features a foldable front shelf, which is a lifesaver for holding prep trays and serving platters right at the grill. The hopper holds a generous amount of pellets, allowing for long, uninterrupted smoking sessions. I followed up the salmon with a massive batch of beef ribs, and the grill ran for hours on end without needing a single refill. The versatility of this grill is fantastic, boasting an 8-in-1 cooking capability. I tested its higher temperature limits by baking a homemade pizza right on the grates. The convection fan circulated the heat perfectly, resulting in a crispy crust and perfectly melted cheese, all infused with a subtle hint of wood fire. The grease management system is also highly efficient, funneling drippings into a side bucket for a quick and painless cleanup. The Z-Grill ZPG440A2 is an absolute powerhouse that offers premium PID precision at a remarkably accessible price point. 1. Searwood 600. From the moment I ignited this masterpiece, it became clear that Weber has completely revolutionized the pellet grilling experience. The build quality is impeccable, but what truly sets it apart is the direct flame cooking technology. I wanted to push this grill to its absolute limits, so I planned a menu consisting of low and slow beef brisket followed immediately by reverse seared tomahawk steaks. The temperature range on the Searwood 600 is mind-blowing. It can hold a steady 180 degrees for delicate smoking, and then ramp all the way up to a blistering 600 degrees for true high-heat searing. When my brisket was finished, boasting an incredibly dark, flavorful bark and a profound smoke ring, I cranked the dial up to sear the tomahawk steaks. Unlike other pellet grills that struggle to get hot enough, the Searwood provided edge-to-edge high heat across the entire grate, caramelizing the steaks with a perfect steakhouse-quality crust. The Weber Connect smart technology built into this grill is an absolute game-changer. The digital interface is stunning, and the smartphone app integration is flawless. I was able to track the exact doneness of my steaks using the provided meat probes, receiving alerts on my phone the moment it was time to flip them. This level of smart assistance guarantees perfect results every time, removing any anxiety from cooking expensive cuts of meat. Cleaning and maintaining the Searwood 600 is unbelievably simple. The pull-out grease and ash management system at the front of the grill means I never have to take the grates and heat deflector out just to clean the fire pot. The entire system is designed with the user in mind, making it a joy to operate from start to finish.